At Clemson with the defending national champion Tigers and head coach Dabo Swinney. First, let's talk about the guy, quarterback Trevor Lawrence. In what ways has he grown since we last saw him?
Well, first of all, he's grown physically. He's 220. He's strong. He's lean. He looks great. So he's physically grown. And then he's just so much more of a mature man and player than he was this time last year. You know, as a guy coming out of high school, just trying to get in line and earn his stripes, if you will. He's played 15 games of college football, and he's had a full off season, and now he's become a great leader. He's really taken those reins and asserted himself that way. So he's grown immensely, and now it's time to get back on the field and continue that growth, physically as a player.
You send 5 defensive linemen to the NFL, 3 of them in the first round. A big question going in to fall camp is, how do you replace that? So how does that unit stack up as you enter camp?
Yeah, where you place it, it's called recruiting all the time. You got to recruit, and we think we've recruited well. Now we got to teach and develop and connect, well. I like the guys we got, but Christian and Dexter and Cleveland and Huggy and Austin, they were all freshmen one day too, and sophomores and young juniors getting opportunities to start, like a lot of the guys on this team. But I love our makeup of our roster, and I think we've got, we don't need anybody to be Dexter, we don't need anybody to be Cleveland, anybody to be Austin, anybody to be Christian. We need everybody to be the best version of themselves, and so that's our job as coaches to meet them where they are and pull them along. And so the good news is we got a good group. The bad news is we don't have a lot of experience, but a lot of hunger, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of competitiveness. And as a coach, you love when you got that combination of things going on, because usually, you get better. And I think that's what will happen with that group. So it's a talented bunch. Really excited to get Jordan Williams and Niles Pinckney. They didn't go through spring with us. So that was a blessing, really, because we got a lot of young guys, all those reps, and now you throw those 2 savvy vets. I say savvy vets. One's a third-year player and the other one's a fourth-year player, but redshirt sophomore, redshirt junior. But those guys, they're really good players that have played winning football for us, know what it takes. They have a clear vision because they just spent the last few years with those guys you were talking about, and they're doing a great job of leading, and they'll pass that stuff down to those young guys. And then Justin Foster's played really a lot of football for us. Logan and Rudolph and Xavier Thomas, we got a good group, and then some young guys behind them, and that we got to develop and teach.
Players grow and evolve with repetition and time, and so do coaches. You're the leader of this program. You've won 2 of the past 3 national titles, including the last one. So as the leader of the program, what is your greatest challenge as you enter this season, personally?
Yeah, my greatest challenge is to just stay focused on my purpose as a man, the purpose of this program, and to help my staff and my players, find and fulfill their purpose. That's always my greatest challenge, and that's what I take pride in. That's my focus for this year, and I can't wait to get out on the field and get started on it.
What do you make of hunter versus hunted?
I don't make anything of it. It never enters my mindset. We're always focused on Clemson, and the standard that we talk about around here. I don't get caught up in, and some people will say, well, now y'all are the hunted. Well, I think we've been the hunted for a long time. We've won a lot of games, so for a long time when we show up, everybody wants to beat us. So we make it all about Clemson. We make it all about the standard of Clemson, and we don't make it about anything else. I don't. To me, that leads to inconsistency when you start going, well, we're the hunted, now we're the hunter, we're the hunted. Hey, we're Clemson, and let's be focused on that standard that we've set. If we do that, we'll have a chance to have a good football team.
You had quite a good run after that national championship. I saw you chatting up Karl Anthony Towns at the NBA All-Star game. Then you're at every playoff game under the sun. You had a pretty good offseason.
Yeah.
What was the most memorable part of the offseason?
Yeah, well, it wasn't much different than any other offseason. Just for whatever reason, people follow me around.
What happens when you win, man?
I don't have social media, but You know, we did some cool stuff. I got to go to the Super Bowl, but I went to the Super Bowl the year before. And got to go to the All-Star game this year up in Charlotte. It was right up the road. So we had Super Bowl in Atlanta, All-Star game in Charlotte. So that was a pretty easy thing for me, but a lot of fun. Got to meet some neat people. But probably my favorite thing is, you know, I do a little boys trip with my kids, and we've actually done that a while. But this past year, for some reason, it became like a thing, and everywhere we went, people were posting. We called three NBA games and 3 Major League games. And that was so much fun. I had the best time with my boys because we like sports, we like to compete, and I got a chance to meet a bunch of coaches and a bunch of neat people, and so that was a really cool experience for me. You know, we did the Limes or the Birds all in all those cities, rode around, and you know, had a blast doing that, and got to play 2-on-2 on the Raptors court the day of the game. We did some cool stuff. It was a lot of fun. And then my 25th anniversary was this summer, so my wife and my family, we were able to go over to Italy. Never been across the pond, so that was an unbelievable, life-changing experience for me. So
in what ways?
Just perspective, you know, and just an understanding of, you know, the history of the world and life, and seeing places like the Colosseum and the Vatican, and you know, the craftsmanship of things. And you know, just like the Vatican, I don't know, that thing took like what, 250 years or so to build, and there was a lot of people working on that knew they'd never see the end of it, the finish of it, but yet they were so prideful in what they're doing, and it was just really neat for me. And it kind of, you know, I think back to my 08 team and those seniors that had, all they had was 6 games with an interim coach, or my 09 team, that first team. You know, they weren't going to get a chance to experience what some of these guys have had a chance to experience, but yet they were passionate about it anyway.
We're so glad you're watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, make sure you subscribe to ESPN Plus. We'll see you there.